Good evening, Justice Warriors. What's going on? We're finally on live. Sorry to keep setting the time back. I drive myself crazy with that. I hope it's not as annoying to you as it is to me. So, it is, what day is it? Is it Thursday night? It's about a quarter till 10. It's the 21st. So, what does that mean? Does that mean yesterday was the first day of spring? So, today's the second day of spring, I think, right? Anyway, I'm so happy to be here. I hope that you're here too. If you can tell, the scene keeps evolving here, and the lighting is super weird right now because normally it's during the day when I'm doing my lives. So even though I have blackout curtains, I'm telling you that ambient light makes a huge freaking difference. So now that it's actually at night, I really had to tweak the lighting a lot. And I know you guys don't give a damn about that. So, anyway, let's get down to business. Nobody's saying hello to me. You guys are mad that I'm so late. So, please hit that like button if you're not too terribly mad, if you think you might forgive me. And check to see if you're still subscribed. Schnare. It says share, but the H kind of looks like an N, so I like to be silly. And turn on your notification bell to ring. If I don't even know if YouTube really notifies people when their notification bells are turned on. So maybe they do, maybe they don't. But by sharing the videos, it is super helpful for keeping the algorithm strong and healthy. Sandra, hello, my dear. I'm so happy to see you. I was afraid I was going to have to just talk to this empty room, this empty chat. So, thanks so much for being here and thank you for saying hello. So, how are you, Sandra? What's going on? I just want to take a deep breath and drink some hot tea out of my awesome Pink Floyd mug. What do you think? Miss Bex is here. Hi, dear. How are you? It's so cool, the three of us. It's like a little tea party. Do you guys have some hot toddy or something? One sec. It is really nice to drink tea. I go through phases where I drink tea every day and then phases where I like never drink tea. And I've been in one of those never drinking tea phases. So of course this is already my second tea today. And that's awesome. This morning I had Earl Grey after I was done with my coffee. And then right now I'm having lemon zinger, one of my favorites. They always discontinue my favorites. My absolute favorite was Cranberry Cove back in the 80s. I don't know if they kept it around still in the 90s, but I would mix like one tea bag of Cranberry Cove, one tea bag of lemon zinger, and then sometimes I'd make it into iced tea, hot or iced. It was the bomb. It was so good. Both Celestial Seasonings brand. So I like my sleepy time a lot too. Those are my habits, my tea habits. So, oh yeah, Pink Floyd. And also, I have my Led Zeppelin hat on. Isn't that so cute? I love my little Led Zeppelin hat. So, you guys, there's some cases I want to talk about today. I want to talk a little bit about the Rust situation. I want to talk about Maddy. Is it Soto? Is that her last name? The one I try not to talk about because it's so freaking horrifying, that poor little baby girl. And I want to talk about the Watts case. You probably saw in the title, if you read it, it said Watt, the actual F, right? There's so much there. And let's see, a little bit of Princess Kate too, I think. Um, so where shall we begin? Let's start with me pulling down my shirt. Okay. Let's see. Let's start with the Rust case because there's just a little bit that I want to say about that. And so I was watching True Crime Rocket Science, who I love. He's such an awesome content creator. And he, I think it's his most recent Rust video. He reveals that it was revealed to him, I think in a news article, I think is his source, that Mr. Baldwin himself was the one who released that footage of himself, like flopping like a fish on the dirt on the ground, waving his gun around, yelling at everybody, pointing it, and saying, "No, you go over here, do this, you do that." And there's like dust flying up. So Mr. Baldwin released the floppy fish video to try to get some empathy or something. And I just love it when these narcissists do stuff like that because I don't think he was doing himself any favors. I think that that video was extremely revealing about how insane he was and how much he was in control of the entire set and how he had complete and utter disregard for the gun, the firearm. So mind boggling. So, True Crime Rocket Science, I think the man's name is Nick. He was talking about how Alec Baldwin was trying to manipulate the grand jury, which isn't surprising because that's what narcissists do. They manipulate and they lie. So, maybe that's a good segue right over to NK, right? Narcissist, manipulator, and liar, all wrapped into one little brown bikini package. You guys, you're familiar with the brown bikini, right? So you guys know I'm a big fan of Amber Truthseeker, and she did another awesome live last night on the Watts case. And I think it was somebody in her chat that she was reading that, or maybe it was her that came up with it, that said, like the brown house and the brown bikini. And I was like, ew, I never thought about the two gross brown things as like having that common denominator. Chris's ugly brown house and Chris's ugly brown bikini side thing. Honestly, when I first started learning about the case, and let me tell you what got me interested in the case was that Nightmare Next Door Netflix special. The one that's like 90 minutes long and it's all just raw footage. So in that 90-minute special, I don't think they ever mention an affair. Maybe they mention an affair, but they don't mention NK by name. Whichever it was appalling to me that she was completely left out of the storyline because she has everything to do with the storyline. Hey, Mark, still awake? You or me? Thing one, F around and find out. And thing one is Divine Justice, aka Mrs. G, right? All in one, like MC. Oh man, yeah. So, um, yeah, they're so disgusting. The narcissists that all they can do is lie and manipulate, and then lie some more and manipulate some more. But a few things that I wanted to talk about from Amber Truth Seekers live, and I'm going to put the link to True Crime Rocket Science's video that I just mentioned, and then also the link to Amber Truth Seeker. It's called ATS News is the name of her channel, and she's really good. She's been covering the Watts case for 4 freaking years, you guys. Kelly, my dear friend at Watts the Obsession, has only been covering it for 3, I guess. She's only had her channel that long, which is phenomenal because, she's such a pro. Seems like she's been doing it forever. Anyway, one of the things that Amber Truth Seeker said in her latest video on the topic that really blew my mind, it was something I've never thought about, and I've studied that Watts case inside out, backwards, upside down, you name it. Her and her guest were talking about the Googles that NK did after the last date with Chris at the Lazy Dog, right? And so she Googled Ronnie Watts, Chris Watts, Shanann Watts, and the address of the house. And what Amber Truth Seeker said that blew my mind, because I think that it is very likely, is was NK looking up those things by herself, or were her house guests huddled around her looking up these things with her? She had Danielle, her female friend that she was quote unquote hosting. And then she had Jim, her male friend, who was like over 20 years older than her, who had a key to her house because, don't you always give your house key to dudes that are a lot older than you so they can like be in your house when you're not there? Yeah, that's normal. Right, right. So, Mark, because you're the same age as me, roughly, I believe, if not exactly, and NK was like around 30 when all this happened, 5.5 years ago, and her friend Jim was like our age. So, like, do you have any 30-year-old female friends that just like give you the key to their apartment so you can go hang out in their apartment so that you're there when they get home, just, for shits and giggles? Because I don't have any friends that do that, like of any age, male or female. I mean, I have my neighbor's key from across the street in case of an emergency. And she used to have ours, but I don't even know if she has ours anymore. But, she's our neighbor across the street, and that's kind of a normal thing, I guess, maybe. I mean, what's normal, right? NK is not normal. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, I kind of got off on a tangent there because I just can't stand that woman's voice. Or I really want to talk about her inflections tonight. The words that she emphasizes and the way she emphasizes them is insane, you guys. You know what I'm talking about if you've followed that case at all. I mean, she's got the most annoying voice in the world, and she's extremely controlling, and she's always talking like this, and like she's almost like a female Lewis Black. You guys know that comedian who's like, "Grr, grr, grr, grr." She's like that, except not funny. She's just creepy AF. In my humble opinion. Oh, I almost forgot my little disclaimer. Everything I say is simply my opinion for the sake of conversation, hoping to open up a discussion with my favorite people here. Hello, Sunset and Sherry. Um, all the videos I've made ever in my lifetime have been for YouTube. It's an entertainment platform. So, did I say all of the key points that I'm trying to like learn and grow and make the world a better place and all that good stuff? And yeah, I did yoga twice in the last 24 hours. So don't ask me to like lift my arms above my head or anything because I don't know if I can. I'm very proud of myself. I did a yoga class last night and then I turned around and did one this morning. Normally, I give myself at least 24 hours in between my yoga classes. And I told you, sometimes I even take 2 days off in a row. But, I'm getting more and more revved up and into it. And it's kind of my goal to see without hurting myself if I can do yoga every day. I know it's crazy. Crazy, but that's how I am. I'm crazy like that. Anyway, I'm excited to share more yoga moves with you too. So maybe I can like interweave all my squirrels together. And I didn't text my squirrel squad to let them know that I was coming on. So hopefully they'll see and drop on in. Anyway, let's see what you guys are saying. Mark, you are the funniest comic, man. Seriously, you should, give up the HR gig and just get into stand-up comedy. Mark says, yes, all my friends are 30. That's so cute. And then he gets even funnier. Oh, you're going to make me cry with tears of joy. I only date 29 to 31. That is too cute. That is too funny. Because, there's all those like weird guys that are like, oh, once a woman is like 26, she's old. And it doesn't matter if they're like twice that. They literally think that way. And then there's all the women who say that they're 29 when they're, twice that, they never age past 29. They're just 29 again and again and again. So, anyway, I admire your honesty with that. Um, nope, so different ages. I know, like I don't think age has much to do with anything. I mean, I have a good friend right now who's 21. And then my neighbor across the street that is a dear friend of mine, she's probably mid 70s. I have another dear friend who's even older than that. Actually, one of my best friends is let's see, probably early 80s. Yeah. I mean, age has nothing to do with it, but she's in California, so I don't see her very often, but we're like connected at the hip from, opposite coasts. Anyway, enough about me and my friends. That's a good song too. You guys know that Red Hot Chili Pepper song? Me and my friends. Like freaks of a feather, we flock together. Such a good line. Anyway, on with the show. At 40, I had 30 friend keys. Mark, it's getting late. You're getting crazy. Oh, people. Is he too funny? Sherry says, "Hi, Sandra. Are you enjoying your tapestry?" I am. Oh, that's so lovely. You guys are like the tapestry club. Sherry, Mark, and Sandra. I think there were just the three, right? So I think I only have two left, and actually I have them both on my wall. So I've been playing. I told you I've been beefing up my studio here because I want to be able to use it for yoga too. Because when I was trying to do that yoga move for you guys yesterday, it was really hard to like stay in the screen. Oh, and my daughter from college is going to be home for spring break starting tomorrow. So I might be able to get her to do some camera work for me so that I can actually do some yoga videos for you guys, like for realsies with an actual camera person. I bet she would. She's cool like that. She does whatever I want her to do. She's an easy one. Okay, let's see what's up. Hot yoga. I don't like it when it's hot. I mean, I know it's supposed to be good for you and everything, but I like to be a little on the chill side. I do hot yoga once a decade, Mark. See what I mean, you guys? Is it just me or is he just like full of the funny business? Hot yoga once a decade. Yeah. I probably do hot yoga like once a month and I'm not into it. I don't like that heater being so hot. I mean, I'm fine. I'm fine to do like freezing cold yoga, really. I am. I'm struggling with this on-screen keyboard and laptop. I'm sorry, Sandra. Sunset says hello to all of us. I'm going to start a petition on who MC has threatened. Oh, that's good. Thing one. F around and find out. And just for clarity, I'm pretty sure you're Mrs. G, right? Divine Justice, aka Mrs. G, the honey badger. I just want to know if it's two different people, if you have split personality, or if I'm on track and it's you just with a different handle. And Sunset retracted. Hot Pants Melina. Oh, now that's cute. Remember Hot Lips from MASH? Too funny. I like to say pants on fire, when you're dealing with people like NK and CW and Alec Baldwin. I like to just say pants on fire, people, right? Okay. Tell it to L. I just love you and your energy. Oh, my dear sweetheart, you just went straight for my silliness, all mushy and everything. I just love you and your energy. I don't catch you often live, but I have followed you since you started, and you make me smile. Oh, she is nothing but a number. My bestie is 55. I'm 38. That's cute. Tell it to Elle. That is so sweet. I love you. Thank you for saying that. That's really amazing. So I know because I try to review some of my old videos once in a while, not too often. I like to try to review the video that I just made so that I can, make sure that I get all the links in there that I promise you guys and that kind of stuff. Um, but when I do review an old video, I'm just amazed at how um, like the evolution of the channel. And remember, you guys, I was going to mention, remember just a couple of months ago when I was doing just my tapestry with nothing. Remember that? And then I was like, oh, I'm going to just keep doing it like this because I'm going to do the simplicity thing. And then I'm like, okay, just one little squirrel, one little mouse, one little candle. And then here we are 100 later. Anyway, I appreciate you very much. And I appreciate all of you. Seriously, you guys are the bomb. So let's stay caught up. Okay, but I'm only 31 and 3/4. See, you still have me confused. You are Divine Justice, aka Mrs. G, the Honey Badger, correct? And I love saying your full name. So let's see. Yes, 3 Jazz. LOL, I don't ask ladies their age. Exactly. And we're never supposed to tell. I'm always like blabbing my age out there. And, you know, I don't freaking care. I mean, I'm proud to be alive. I'm proud that I've survived this far. I honestly never thought I would when I was young. I mean, you guys know my story. I really didn't think I'd make it to 50. Sad but true. I guess I was just a realist, but I was able to keep on keeping on. F around and find out. LOL. Okay. You're lucky, thing one. Why just sit in? Why just sit in sauna? Oh, that's so cute. That's so funny. Saunas are great, but yeah, they support me. That's nuts. LOL. Mash thing one, as in the Munsters. Thing one, I always think of Cat in the Hat, right? Thing one and thing two. I haven't seen Mrs. G in days. See, but I still think you're Mrs. G. You're just messing with me, right? Like, seriously, like, don't do that. I'm too easily confused. Commercial. I'm so sorry. My apologies. Big Lots and Blessing Squirrels is here. Hey, girlfriend, how are you? This is why it's nice to be caught up, so you know who's in your chat. So let's see. And Soulfire. Ooh, I like that. I'm about to start reviewing, editing one of my 10-hour lives tonight, but not for no 10 hours. LOL. Maybe we can get through an hour or two tonight. Awesome. Way cool. And I know that 10-hour video because I've gone back to that a few times. And I'm forgetting at the moment why I went back to it, but there's a lot of good stuff in that 10-hour video. I think I was like linking it in my description a few months ago. Do you remember, Shan? Let's see. Non-existent but born again. Sherry. Glad you're stuck at 30, Jazz. Oh, gee whiz. Yeah, I really had like a midlife crisis, I think, right before I turned 30. I called it my third life crisis, but I'm glad I got it out of my system early. Yes, I am. Yes, 3 tapestries, Jazz. Dr. Seuss, yes. And thing one, wrecked. Well, yeah, if you say wrecked, then I know it's you, Mrs. G. Mega pints and muffins. So this is where the cool kids are. Oh, I gotta highlight that. You're so sweet. Yeah. So I was hanging out. I think it was in Shan's live today, and then I was hanging out in Mark's live, and I was thinking how cool it is that we hang out like every day, multiple times a day in our chats, in each other's chats. I was just like, man, this is a fun thing. It's very friendly, and we're all working on this project of justice. And trying to out the douchebags, right? I got distracted by a shiny thing. Squirrel. Seriously, I got distracted by a shiny thing. That's funny, huh? Okay. Um, Spoiler, not Mrs. G. Mrs. G and Truckee. Yeah, I know Mrs. G's in Truckee. Oh, she's in Truckee. Okay. Because, yeah, she's near Truckee. She lives just a few hours from there. She's in Truckee right now, but wouldn't she be talking to us on her phone still? Like, in our live? Let's see. Megapint says, I'm awake. Where did that one go? Mom first, always. And if I miss anybody, I apologize profusely. I know I try not to miss anybody, but it happens. It amazes me how my eyes can skip over things um, as I'm trying to stay caught up. So it's down for the moment. My choice to private it till I'm done with some things. Okay, cool. But yeah, I don't know if you remember when I kept going back to that 10-hour live because there was like a segment. I want to say it was a couple hours long, maybe like around the seventh and eighth hour. I'll have to go back and check. If you have it private right now, maybe you'd allow me to look at it to find that. But if you want, it's no big deal if not. Having one now before 40. Home good commercial? No way. That's too funny. I don't even shop there. I mean, I have shopped there, but yeah, they're just I don't know. I mean, their stuff looks nice, but it's cheap and then it's overpriced. So screw that noise. That's why I like the consignment shops. I like to get the super high quality stuff at a really good price. And like Costco, but they don't have that much home decor. But I'm all about quality and nice pricing. I like to get a hot deal, but I'm really concerned with quality. Like I mean, everything in life, I'm concerned about quality, not quantity. Let's see. At this point, I have to make my name Mrs. G 2.0. Cute. And crew and support system. Nice. Trying to get me to shop. Jeez. Jeez Louise. Let's see. Are we all caught up? Almost, almost, almost. She never goes live while there. She drops videos when she comes back. Man, I wonder what she's doing. I wonder if MC Ultra is stalking her. Yeah. Maybe she's making a police report with the Truckee police because we all know how dependable they are, right? Let's see. I make stuff after 9, y'all. I make stuff of after 9. You're not even making sense, Mark. It's getting too late for you. You're falling asleep. Trying to get MC and Daddy to melt. Too cute. And wrecked, yes. 1 hour 43 and about 6 hours and 8 hours in are great segments. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah. Because that was a super long live. And when I went back to find it, I realized then that it was by far your longest live. Because I thought that there were a few that were really long like that, but it was the only one. It was over 10 hours. I think it was closer to 11, right? And wasn't I like your guest in a big chunk of it? Maybe. So hard to keep up with myself. And you, it's impossible to keep up with you, squirrels. Anyway, I try. That's all we can do is do our best, right? Sherry, when I checked the mail and it was the tapestry, I was having a ball with this wall. No, this one. Oh, sarong dancing around the house. Oh, how cute. And Mark said he was going to wear his to Truckee, right? He was going to wear it like a poncho. I was going to put one on the ceiling, but I just have two on the wall. Like, Here, should I give you guys a little tour of the ever changing and growing? So I have it going all the way up to the ceiling. Do you see that? And you can see my old Let Your Light So Shine tapestry, and you can see the whatchamacallit, what do you call those things? Collage. You can see the collage that I made. And so let's see, keep going, keep going, keep going. And we're running out of, like, right around there is where uh, the cool decor ends. There's some plants and shelves and more little tiny houses and all that jazz. And then if I go this way, do 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 do. Oh, look! What do we have here? These things are so cool. They kill bacteria in the air. You know that, right? Some people don't believe me, but it's true. They're a really good, healthy thing. So let's see. What else can I show you guys before? You know what? I think this whole side, I think I can keep going and going without showing anything uninteresting. Let's see. Is it about to get uninteresting? Almost. It's almost getting uninteresting. Look at all that cool crap, man. I'm telling you. And then, yeah, then you get to the shelves. But there's some cool artwork over there. I've got the cool flowers on the curtains. You see that, like, rooftop house thing I have on top of the shelves? Isn't that nifty? I'm just such a goofball. Anyway, I'll give you a 360 studio tour next time. It's not up to snuff yet, but it's getting there. Let's see. I'm going to keep turning and turning and turning, and I'm going to get more focused on the cases. I swear I am. But I mean, isn't it just so pretty? Like, can't you just get lost in the little, like, fantasy fairyland? That's my goal in life. You know how I say it's good to have goals, right? Let's see. Oh, man. And now, because I want to I want to keep going and going and going. There we go. And now I have it all messed up from where I started. Okay. I apologize, you guys. This is why I don't like to ever touch anything, because then I'm like, wait, no, move it back this way. Just a smidge. And it's so weird the way, like, I just can't even explain. I can't make sense of why it does what it does. These computer screens are bizarre. Let's see, because I want to have the thumb. I don't want the thumb to get cut off. But then, anyway, I'm going to drive you guys nuts with my angles, huh? Oh, and then we got to have the Gabby Petito pumpkin in there. We got to show Gabby's pumpkin. Okay, there. I think we're good, right? But I also want to see all of my Z for A to Z. Okay. Are you guys still here, or am I just talking to myself now? I'm being all goofball. Okay, it is a little bit after 10, so we've been on for just over half an hour. I'm getting back to where I left off with NK, all right? The way she emphasizes certain words and her enunciation when she speaks. When you remember in the 3-hour and 33-minute interview, when Kobach says to her, "So you like to talk, huh?" And she says, "A little much." And then her daddy says, "Oh, you should have seen her when she was 4, and she could talk like 200, 400 words a minute, and then she'd like do 600 a minute." And it's just like, that's nothing to brag about. Like, she's freaking crazy. Who the hell speaks 600 words a minute? Are you freaking kidding me? Like, maybe the kid was trying to get your attention, dude. I mean, not trying to be a complete negative Nancy about it. Like, yeah, that is cute if a little toddler can speak that fast. But wait, aren't we there in the room talking about some little dead freaking toddlers? And you're joking around about how much you like to talk when you were a toddler, the same age as these deceased little girls that are in vats of oil? Can we stay focused, please? Like, I think I'm bad with my loss of focus. Oh man, and then she's going on and on about the freaking macros and the diet and how much weight Chris has lost. And what does she say? I just didn't want it to be a substantial amount. Talking about his weight. I just didn't want it to be a sustained amount. That's what she says. I just didn't want it to be a sustained amount. She's talking about his weight. That's controlling. Can you imagine if a male was talking about the chick he was dating and her weight and how much she had lost or gained? Like, wouldn't you just want to kick him in the nuts? I'm just being honest, right? She's a freaking nut job and a half, but we knew that. We knew that. But then she says something about the workout community and how she's so strongly interknitted. Interknitted. That's a good word. So would you say, you guys, that we here in our squirrel squad that we're closely interknitted? Okay, wait, before I move on. I'm thinking maybe they were abusing steroids. So, hear me out. If they were abusing steroids, that would show. You guys have probably had steroid injections or when you've needed them for medical things, maybe for workout things, but you're not supposed to do that. It's for medical things only. So, like, I've blown out my knee a couple of times and had to get steroid injections a couple of times in my life. And the last time I got one a few years ago, I have this amazing doctor, and she said, be prepared for about a week. You might have problems with anger. Nobody had ever said that to me when I'd gotten a steroid injection. And I was so glad she said it because I did have some problems with anger that week. And it was nice to keep that in mind. She also knew I had teenagers. So she's a smart lady. Anyway, if they were abusing steroids to get ripped and to lose weight, that could contribute to the crazy freaking plan that I believe they hatched together. I don't believe that Chris hatched that plan and that NK knew nothing about it. Give me a freaking break. Those two were in constant communication. She knew everything he was doing. She knew everything he was eating. She knew every calorie, every macro, every protein. Oh my goodness. Ugh. What did I miss? Um, Oh, it's Gabby's birthday? Are you serious? I'm glad I went back to see that. What else did I miss? Oh, because when I was showing you guys the room. Okay. See, I never know what I'm going to do when I come on live. That's why I love it because, I might show you my toe. I might show you my room. I might show you a yoga move. Who knows? It's fun. I have fun with it. I hope you guys do too. I'm sure not everyone's favorite true crime, but I do get focused, I think. I do have a lot of information swimming around in my head that I'm gathering from all different sources, and I'd love to share it with you guys. So thanks. Um, Becca had figured you were occupied and shared that notion. So what else did I miss? How far back do I need to go? I don't want to go too far back. Okay. Okay, we got that. The MC stuff, got all that. Hot pants, shared motion. Your room is pretty big with all your neat things. Yeah, it's only like, I think about 8.5 by 8.5. Actually, I measured it. It might be 8.5 by 9.5. I can't remember. I'd have to measure it again because I didn't write it down. If I don't write it down, it's gone. I think Jazz has the stuff Indiana Jones wants. And I told you guys I'm constantly getting rid of stuff because I collect so much cool stuff, and then I give it away to friends when they get new places. I gave a bunch of stuff to my son and his wife when they moved. It's a good opportunity for me to lighten my load and share the love, and make room for more new stuff, right? Let's see. I love how you're always changing it up, Jazz. It is fun. And I try to keep it the same. I try not to change it because yeah, I drive myself nuts with that. Like I like to just say, don't fix what's not broken. That's words that I like to try to live by. Welcome, CB. We send a search party for you, but that's cute. Peggy, who's Peggy? Happy birthday, Gabby. Oh man, she'd be 23. Is that right? Or I think she'd be 23, right? That sucks. I just can't believe that freak did that to her. Unbelievable. So let's talk a little bit about Maddy Soto too. It's so sad. Hit the like button, and let's see, it's 10:27. I'm only 6 minutes behind. Let's see if I can get caught up. I was at the 10:21. A dad saving their kid from law enforcement. Again, a dad saving their kid from law enforcement. Oh, you mean NK's dad? Yeah, these parents are just dirtbags. I mean, seriously, if my kid did something like that, and yeah, when you were talking about it on your show, your channel earlier, Mark, and you were talking about like the mom who washed the kid's clothes after he stabbed a person to death, what, like his cousin or something. I think I know what case you were talking about, the one where they were like in the woods, like between the houses, and she had ridden her bike or something, and they were like 13-ish. If my one of my kids did that, I'd be so freaking devastated, and of course I would want them to do the right thing, like, but then I've tried to raise my kids right. These parents that do that kind of thing obviously don't care that they raise their kid completely wrong. I mean, it's so dangerous. Like, that's the thing that gets me, that people don't understand. If somebody does something like that, if they don't just turn themselves in and take their punishment and confess and go to jail, not only are other people in danger because they're in the general population, but they're in danger. They're in extreme danger because they're doing crazy shit like that. Law enforcement can come after them. I mean, and if they piss off the wrong person, I mean, it's nuts. It's nuts. I was thinking about the Scott Peterson case the other day. I try not to because, he does not deserve the time of day. That whole thing with um, the Innocence Project. I have a conspiracy theory about Scott Peterson and the Innocence Project. Not only that it's complete BS, but that there's people that would love to make a mockery of the Innocence Project and to make it look like all the people that get involved in the Innocence Project are guilty as sin. That's my theory, is that they're trying to collapse the program, because that program has revealed, it's uncovered and shown a lot of corruption, and they don't want that. They don't want their corruption to be shown. So if they can make the whole freaking innocent project look like a joke, make all innocence projects look like jokes, then more power to the corruption. So it really worries me. And yeah, I mean, what a freaking pig. Like, he just wants people's attention. He's just another freaking narcissist. Anyway, let me stay caught up. I was almost caught up and now I've fallen behind again. I started late, but I arrived almost 3 months early. LOL. Mark wears tapestry to Truckee, comes back home wearing it like a cape with a new title, Super Seaman. Doesn't it have jellyfish also? It does have jellyfish, I'm thinking like Patrick the Star from uh SpongeBob. Yes, it does have jellyfish. And it's so funny that it's like jellyfish in outer space. When I first saw them, I was like, what? And then I was like, ooh, it is cool. And so here we are. Not sure. I don't think so. It's Peggy, but does start with a P. Not sure though. What is all this? Funny faces. Sunset sounds fishy. Divorced 3 times with that. Interwoven. Yeah. Interknitted. Interknitted. I'm interknitted with the true crime community. Yeah. So bizarre. Her and her speak. So when she's talking about being out and about with Chris, just the inflection she says, like, just an innocuous sentence, like, and then we left. She'll say, and then we laughed. Isn't that how she talks? And then we laughed. I mean, it's freaking crazy. Rage, same. Roid rage. Thank you. Okay, now I'm 9 minutes behind. I got to get caught up because you guys are way ahead of me. AED commercial. Yeah, and again, Scott Peterson was abusing Viagra. I wonder if Watts wasn't abusing Viagra. But what made me think of the roid raging was that, remember, it shrinks your junk. And remember that Watts had trouble with his junk not working when he was with his disgusting side thing. Remember? At least according to the lying side thing, she said that he was having performance issues, which was, probably just because she freaking wore him out, man. I mean, oh, too funny. LOL, Big D. Yeah, like MC Ultra's daddy, Big D. Too funny with the purple eggplant. Hilarious. Shan, doesn't her maiden name start with a D? Yes. Big D and Little Mama D. My apologies for my behavior, folks. Suave shampoo commercial. Oh, did you get a Suave shampoo commercial? My apologies for that. Big D to her Emmy. So would that band be Big D and the D Maiden? Tenacious D. Oh man, that is the funniest movie in the world. If you guys haven't seen it with Jack Black, I love that man. He cracks me up. Okay. Always frozen on a jazz live. Dang it. Dang it all. Where's Dang It Nancy anyway? She's not here. Dang it, Nancy. CB, that's your connection. Move and then stay still. Ah, I know. And sometimes I wonder because I move around, like if I should just be still and not use my hands. Keep my hands down here. It's not me, CB, then spin. I'm gonna lay and listen for 30 so my hips don't hurt for my live. Oh, squirrels, I'm so sorry that your hips are hurting. I've been doing a lot with hips with the yoga in the last couple of days, and I've been thinking of you. So yeah, it's so many really simple movements, and it's just phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I'm so glad I'm doing this, you guys. It's something that I've wanted to do for decades, and I didn't know if I ever would. So I'm just thrilled that I'm doing it and that I'm getting it. I was afraid that I was going to do it and it wasn't going to stick because, that freaking job where I was working 50 hours a week and I wanted to quit so bad, but I was like, oh, I can't. Money, 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 Mr. Krabs. And then I was just like, I have to. Got to cut myself loose. And I'm so glad I did. So freaking glad I did. That was crazy. That was a very messed up situation. I always try to make the most of every situation, and I don't expect any job to be perfect. I mean, if it was perfect, then it wouldn't really be a job, right? So I just try to focus on the positive and minimize the negative, and I put up with way too much with that. Um, anyway, it's over, and I'm done, and I'm moving on. So happy to be just to have all of my time and attention to focus it where I want to focus it. And no worries, just letting you know which commercials owe you money, Jazz. Oh, that's cute. Yeah, it's all about the money, right? Hips don't lie. My hips don't lie, but they're retired. There's a really good Rolling Stone song, Shake Your Hips. It's one of their kind of less known songs. It's a great song. I heard it the other day and I was remembering how that used to be one of my favorite songs. So, real quick tangent, you guys. I don't remember if I've ever shared this with you. I went through a phase in high school where I would not listen to anything except the Rolling Stones. And if anybody was listening to something that wasn't the Rolling Stones and I was there, I would remove myself so that I didn't have to listen to not Rolling Stones. Is that hilarious? And yes, I was completely in love with Mick Jagger. Too funny. Anyway, we're back on track with oh, one of the things that Amber Truthseeker brought up in her show last night is that the law enforcement never searched NK's apartment. That is insane. She tells them that they hung out there all the time. Chris tells them that they hung out there all the time and they don't search her freaking apartment. Did they ever step a toe into her apartment? I don't think they did. I think they're insane. I don't think anything about the case was done right. And I blame it all on the DA. I do. I blame it all on Michael Rourke. Isn't that his name? I know his last name is Rourke. I think his first name is Michael. And his freaking wife and their freaking interview that they put up on her Survivor's Guide to True Crime channel. That was amazing that they put that up. It was absolutely dumbfounding that they made that video, that they made it public, and then them taking it down was even more revealing. Seriously. I mean, they would have been stupid to leave it up. I will give them that. They made a good choice in taking it down, but man, did they make a bad choice in creating it and in posting it. And for that, we can thank them, right? Right? Tosh.0, that was the guy who would always say that on his show. And for that, we can thank them. You guys remember him? He was funny AF and very inappropriate. I had to quit watching it because I had kids. And, that was why I had to quit watching The Sopranos too. Because kids. Okay. Now, let's talk about Kiely Rodni for a little bit because we love Kiely and I haven't mentioned her yet, have I? Why did I think about this in your live today, Mark? It might have been something you were talking about that made me think of it. But I think it was my own thought. I don't think I stole your thought. I might have. Tell me if I did. That in Kiely Rodni's case, wouldn't the interviews with her family and with Scammy and with Jägermeister, wouldn't those interviews be available through public records requests? Like, what the actual F with that? Where are those interviews? Where's the record? Like, is that all being held? Shan, you might know the answer to this. Is that all being held back because the California Highway Patrol report's not done yet. So they're saying that the case is still an open investigation, and so they can't release any of that information. That would be my guess. Why is my hair looking all weird? What is that? Oh, it's the squirrel. It's the squirrel. I thought it was my hair. Okay. Anyway, let's stay a little focused if possible. Stephen Stearns, you guys, the disgusting douchebag that abused Maddy Soto. I'm going to put a link to a Tilted Lawyer video that he dropped today, an update on the Stephen Stearns case. And did that disgusting piece of crap put her deceased remains in his car and prop her up and drive around with her? Is that what happened, you guys? Let me see what you're saying. Give Me Shelter is my jam. That's a good one, isn't it? You know, I have sympathy for the devil. I recorded that on the 4th of July and posted it if you're interested. I mean, it's not that good, but I gave it a shot. So, and I keep thinking I want to record some more songs for my YouTube channel too. So, Rocky Raccoon is one that I've been working on for a long time. You know, I mean, you got to practice a lot, and then you know, I'm not like into karaoke, but I can see why people are. And Shan used to do karaoke on her channel, right? Shan, are you still here, girl? You're laying down, getting your hips ready to shake your hips. So, how did they know NK internet searches? They looked, Mark. They took all of her computer information, I guess. I mean, because they know her Google internet searches going back to 2017 was when she first Googled the case. It was declared that that was a typo. It was incorrectly declared that that was a typo, that it was supposed to be 2018. It wasn't supposed to be 2018. And Rourke said it himself. No, that is not a typo. It was 2017. So she was looking them up 6 months before she ever even met Chris, according to their stories. I don't believe anything either of those pants on fire people say. You know, there are a couple of pants on fire. Is it opened or closed? Is it open or closed? Exactly. I think that Kiely Rodni's case is open, even though it seems like it should be closed. I think that they're just leaving it open so that nobody can access that information. NK from apartment computer. Right. Right, because we all know she destroyed her SIM card and didn't get in any kind of trouble for that. Like, what freaking planet are those weirdos on? So, the good thing about Stephen Stearns is that he is in the state of Florida. So, they're a death penalty state. And, you know, the 60 counts that he has against him right now that he's in jail for and that he's being charged with doesn't include anything to do with murder, right? And it sounds like the mom has a lot to do with that, and I hope that that's incorrect. It's just so freaking insane and crazy. I agree 100% keeping Kiely closed for protection. Right, and I think they'll just keep it closed for 5 or 10 years. I mean, it's only been a year and a half. And why in the world MC Ultra and her TF douchebag want to say that it's been over 2 years or that it's been 2 years or something like that? It's like it's been like a minute past a year and a half, right? So August to September, October, November, December, January, February, March. Yeah, a minute over a year and a half. Come on. All of a sudden that's 2 years. I call that fuzzy math. And that kind of thing drives me nuts because it's part of the gaslighting. Again, that's what the pants on fire people do. They do their fuzzy math and they say whatever the F they want to say. So I want to get more of that house in, but I don't want to lose Gabby's pumpkin. Here, I'm going to move Gabby's pumpkin right there. So, there. Okay. Gabby, we got you. It's your birthday. Yeah, we really want to honor you and your pumpkin. I mean, that's one of my favorite pictures of her when she's holding the pumpkin like that. She's so cute with the monarch butterfly mural behind her, and she's, I don't know. I don't know. Like, it seems like there's some kind of symbology in the pumpkins in some of these cases. I'm going to sit up more straight because my posture is bothering me. My shirt's bothering me. So, yeah, I think we are just at an hour. I want to wrap up soon so that you guys can get a drink of water, go to the restroom before Shan gets on her live. But I want to talk about Kate Middleton before we wrap up. Yeah, I really want to talk about Kate Middleton. What do you guys think of that? Have you paid attention to it? I mean, I would imagine that you guys have seen stuff about it other than me bringing it up the last couple of lives. Um, Princess Kate. Okay. Okay. Let's finish up with talking about Princess Kate and talking a little bit more about NK if you guys want, because I watched a bunch of the DD channel that people in the Squirrel Squad were all excited about him breaking down Scammy's interview, and he did a miserable job with it. And then people might have said that he did a better job with NK, and he did a foul job with NK. This guy's a douchebag. I'm sorry, but I will tell him that directly to his face if he wants to have a conversation with me. Who does he think he is? He's like, oh, I've got the 52 deception detective flashcards that everybody needs, and all these psychologists and investigators that watch my show that are in my chat or subscribe to my channel. I don't think I know a single person in any of those professions who doesn't know a heck of a lot more than him. And he contradicts himself all the time. And he says crazy stuff like that NK lies all the time, but then he believes her. Like, you can't have it both ways. He's literally talking out of both sides of his mouth. But anyway, um I don't even want to break down his crap because I think he's a clown. And I just it's horrifying to me the people that come out on the streets of YouTube and think that they know so much when they call their channels like the Survivor's Guide to True Crime, or like I'm the answer to figure out when people are lying. It's like, no, when people are really good liars, you're not going to figure it out. You're just not. That's the whole problem. And when people lie all the time, it's really hard to keep up. That's how they roll. That's what they do. And he even said a couple of times if she's lying, but then he says that he thinks she's lying most of the time, but then he says if she's lying. Anyway, just a couple things about that, and then to wrap it up. What shall I share? What shall I share? Let's share this part. You know those Anadarko gift cards that Chris was always paying for everything with when they were out on their dates all the time, although she says they only went out on one date? Because, she talks out of both sides of her mouth. So he always paid with the Anadarko gift card so that it was not showing on his credit cards or debit cards. I don't know if he's not allowed to have cash because he can't be trusted with it. But I'm thinking, this is what I'm thinking. And I got this idea from watching the Amber Truth Seekers live from last night, that those gift cards were like prizes at work for being extra safe, right? It was like a safety prize, let's say. Let's call it. I don't know what they called them. They were rewards for good job performance. Nicole Kessinger was the safety officer. So did she steal those cards and give them to Chris? Or did she have the authority to give those cards to whoever she felt like earned them, and she gave them all to her boyfriend so that he could take her out places? I never thought of that, you guys. Amber Truth Seeker came up with that, I think. I don't think I came up with that. I think it was her that came up with that, but it got my brain rolling with it. So now I don't even know. But I'm pretty sure she was the one who she planted that seed in my mind. Did NK steal the Anna Darko gift cards? Or was it not considered stealing because it was her authority to determine who got them, and she just decided that Chris should get them? That'd be cute, huh? Messed up. So yeah, let's wrap it up. Let's end with Princess Kate. And oh, is Kenny here? What's up with Kenny? Sending prayers to my UK bro Kenny. Is he not here? Is he having some problems? I know he lost his sister, and that was really sad. Really sad. Money for clicks. I'm over DD. Sandra Langford says, "Yeah, he's pompous. He's very pretentious, and I have no appreciation for these people who are like that. There's a lot of them on YouTube. I mean, I don't know. It's rather disgusting. Like that True Crime King guy that I was talking about yesterday." And yeah, I saw that video. I wasn't gonna watch that one Crime Circus video of him because I didn't know who he was or anything about it. But after talking about it yesterday, and then you guys sharing with me about the arrest, and the guy whose channel is True Crime King, was arrested for driving under the influence, and he was passed out behind the wheel, and it was probably what they used to call Special K back in the day. So that's kind of what I call it still. Unbelievable. And then he has the audacity to come out onto the streets of YouTube and act like he's the king of true crime. It's like, dude, you are true crime. I mean, seriously, that's freaking crazy. Like, that's so dangerous. He could have killed so many people. And does he even freaking care? Anyway, yeah. It's nice to try to stay positive and to not focus on the negative, but at the same time, I think to keep it real, you've got to discuss what is clearly going on, even when it is negative. I don't think that it's negative to discuss it. I think it's negative to stick your head in the sand and to try to pretend it doesn't exist. So Kenny's not here, in it for the money. A lot of content creators are in it for the money. And yeah, DD is in it for the money. That deception detective for sure. I mean, these people think that they can just come out here and cash in, and sure, some of them can. But I mean, that's just not gonna, you can't buy happiness. You can only rent it, right? I just got here. What's up, Christine Herman? We're just about to wrap. We were just going to talk about Princess Kate for a minute and then wrap it up. I'm trying to stay caught up with you lovely folks. And then we can all say goodnight here and then go to the after party at Shan's. That was cute. A few days ago, after a almost 3 hour live on Watts the Obsession, then Ara had an after party that was almost 3 hours long. And I was on her panel for a large chunk of it. And then she took it down, and I haven't been able to communicate with her about why she took it down or if she's going to make it public again or not. I don't know. But yeah, I know we all love to watch Ara's lives, and it's like, you feel like it's such a gift when you get to watch them before they disappear, and when they disappear while you're watching them, it's very heartbreaking. I've had it happen to me too. So yeah. Anyway, so we're getting ready for Shan's after party, right? And thanks for coming in, Christine. And yeah, Dee Dee is the deception detective, that channel who quote unquote analyzed Scammy's interview with Tony Dodge, and now he's been analyzing NK. And you know, he's got vocabulary and he can speak. So, I can listen to him, but half of what he says is interesting, the other half is bullshit, and it's all like blended together. Like, it's just ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And he thinks he's like God's gift to YouTube. I mean, he thinks he's helping people figure out who's lying to them, and he's helping all the investigators figure out how to conclude their investigations, and he's helping all the um, psychotherapists. I mean, as a psychotherapist, you're not trying to determine if somebody's lying to you. I mean, if somebody's a pathological liar, you want to establish that and address that. You're not trying to figure out, wait, are you lying now? Is this a lie? What's that? Is that true? Is that not true? I mean, he thinks he's some kind of lawyer, and maybe he is, but I don't think so. I don't know what he is. I mean, he's just an egomaniac as far as I'm concerned. And yeah, he's just all about himself. Um, nope, sleep here. Sorry, Shan. Oh, well, yeah, you got to take care of yourself, Mark. If you need your rest, that is absolutely your priority. I'll have to replay again later. Well, thanks, Christine. Thanks for coming in. And yes, so let's talk about Kate Middleton. Do you guys think that she is out of hiding? Do you think that that's actually her that was at the farmer's market over the weekend? Because I don't. I don't. Um, I think there's a lot of effery going on with the Royals. I think that there's probably a major crisis in her marriage with William, and they're trying to figure out how to whitewash it. And so they're keeping her. They're keeping her. I mean, is she like? Is she like? Does she have the freedom to do what she wants to do? Is she, I hate to say this, you guys, but is she being held against her will? I mean, the life that she lives has got to be like a prison, even on a good day, in my opinion. To not have your own autonomy to make your own decisions as far as the simplest things, like what you're going to wear and what you're going to eat and what you're going to do. I mean, it's like being in an abusive relationship, right? And I'm really worried that that's a whole nother element with her marriage. And I hope to dear God that I'm completely wrong, but it seems that her husband has been carrying on with this other woman. There's allegations about a baby, there's allegations about a pregnancy, there's allegations about a child. Like, I hope it's just a bunch of false allegations. I mean, these things happen in a lot of marriages, and especially the elite that think that they are entitled to that. And that would just be devastating for Princess Kate if she wants to get out of this marriage and she's not being allowed her freedom to get out of it. I mean, who knows? What do you guys think? Have you been paying attention to it? Because I never really pay attention to the royals, but this thing with Kate has got me so concerned. It seems that nobody has really seen her for sure since late December. And then just in the last few days, they're trying to say, oh, look, there she is. There's Kate. It's like, where's Waldo? But it's like all these, like she's in cars, like with windows where you can't see her. So it could be her, it could be anybody. And then the thing with the farmer's market, I mean, really? Like the prince and the princess are just going to go roaming around the farmer's market without bodyguards? Is that how they live? I don't think so. I think that the farmers markets come to them. I mean, seriously, right? Okay, let's go ahead and wrap up. But I am really curious what you guys think. Bex says, not her at all, in my opinion. That's possible. I don't think it was Kate, Sherry says. And yeah. I'm so concerned about her. Last picture of her didn't really look like her. Well, and again, we all, I think, can look extremely different in every single picture that is taken of us. I really think so. It's hard to recognize from pictures, but easier to recognize from video, right? Because we're in constant motion. And Kate is extremely slender, but the person at the farmer's market is like a beanpole. And she's very, very slender, but she's got some muscle on her, this individual. But again, if she was in the hospital for 3 months and she lost weight, but I don't know. I think the person has a different face, a different hairline. It's sort of like the Kylie, not Kylie photograph. And and then just the whole context of just like running into the farmer's market to buy some stuff. Like that's what normal people do, but they're not normal people. They're the royals. So I don't buy it. I don't. Um Last picture of her didn't really look like her. I agree that wasn't Kate's body. I'm just really concerned about her. I mean, I'm not going to make any bones about it. I think that the royal family had Lady Diana uh, eliminated with the driver and with the guy she was dating. Like, oh, you guys, I'm so glad I thought of this before wrapping up. Have you paid attention to the Boeing scandal? The whistleblower who unalived himself in the morning right before the third day of his deposition? Again, true crime rocket science. I started this video talking about him and one of his videos, and I'm going to end this video talking about him and one of his videos because I've heard bits and pieces about this Boeing scandal. And when I lived and worked in the Seattle area, I had a lot of clientele from Boeing, a lot of clientele from Microsoft, and Boeing has a very, very dark side. And this is about as dark as it gets. It's like freaking Russia type of crap. And if they did what it looks like they did to this whistleblower, they need to be stopped, but they're Boeing. They'll never be stopped. I mean, seriously. Ara's here, dear girl. I'm just about to wrap up, honey pot, and now I don't want to. But actually, Shan's gonna have a live, so let's all hook up over there. Home from work. So, Ara, I don't want to put pressure on you, but can I just ask, are you going to make the live from the other night that I was your guest on? Are you going to make that public again, or is that going to stay private? Do you know? And like I said, I don't want to put pressure on you. You can say I'm not at liberty to discuss that or just ignore me altogether. It's up to you. Yes, I want to make it public the next couple of days. Oh, were you like editing it or something, or did you just want to have it private for whatever private personal reasons? Um so yes. Oh, you want to watch it before you make it public? Well, that's a good thing to do. Yeah, because then you can edit out what you think you might need to edit out. That's smart. That's really smart. I just know that there were people in my chat a couple days ago that were watching it when you made it private, and then they were very sad that they didn't get to see the rest of it. And I'd like to watch it too. So yeah, we'll be patient. We know that you like to make your stuff private sometimes, and that's absolutely fine. So thank you, dear. Thank you. Thank you. It's so nice to see you. I hate to wrap up with Ara marching in. And, I was talking a little bit about the Maddy Soto case. I know that's one that's really close to your heart. It is awful, isn't it? It's just god awful. Um, that little girl and what she was subjected to. Oh man, Mama D 1111 True Crime did a tarot read on her that was just chilling. I will put the link to that in my description too. It's horrendous. Hey Rando, nice to see you. It's so horrendous. And the thing that Mama D says, and this is tarot card, so take it with a grain of salt. She believes, I think she believes that Maddy was part of a ring, that it wasn't just the one douchebag, but that it was much bigger than that. And it makes sense with, haven't there been two rings in Florida that were busted in the same stretch of time since the situation with her? Absolutely horrendous, heartbreaking. So, all right, you guys, I am going to sign off so that we can hang with Shan, with the squirrel girl. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a ring. And it's what's so sad is that, the police are already swearing up and down that it's not. And it's like, how can they be so sure? I mean, that's the way that pedo stuff works. It's like a whole what was that word NK used? The uh interknitted community of freaks, right? A tightly interknitted community of pervs. I mean, seriously, they don't fly solo. They're freaks of a feather that flock together, and they all like buy, sell, and trade and share, and it's big money. And it seems like that douchebag, Steven Stearns. I know you don't like to say his name. It's like Beetlejuice, Ara. Um, he worked at Disney World at some point in time, but he probably didn't work too much. He might have been using her as, I hate to say it, he may have been um, turning profit with the hideous monster crap that he was doing. I would imagine, because why else would he have it all recorded on his phone? I mean,
good that he does so that the hard evidence can be used against him, but it makes me think he was probably selling it, right? Selling it with all the other creeps in the world. I mean, that dark web, man, it's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Oh, I don't like to finish on such a dark note, you guys. Sending you light and love. Seriously, both Jen and Steven worked for Disney. Right. Jen's first marriage was at Disney, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. Paula Plunder did a video on it. So she had a wedding at Disney, and her marriage lasted for less than a year. And I think that that was before she met the father of Maddy. I don't think she was ever married to Maddy's father, but man, oh, hideous. Absolutely heinous and hideous. It sounds like she's got a lot on her too. It sounds like law enforcement has a lot on her. We'll see. It sounds like there's another arrest coming. It's a multi-billion-dollar business. Exactly. Exactly, Ara. And I think that the case is so close to your heart because you work with kids that age, don't you? She just turned 13. Ugh, it is just heartbreaking. Absolutely heartbreaking. And I was saying it on my video yesterday that the abuse with Maddy started when she was 7, which just happens to be the exact same age that Kiely's stepdad came into her life when she was 7. And I hope to God that nothing like that was happening with Kiely, but I think it's entirely possible that it was. I think there's a lot of darkness with that, and just with what was really going on at the Lost Trail Lodge, what was really going on with those what did they call the not conferences, not conventions, but uh those things that they would have with the Alpine Club. Ugh. And the last one was the weekend before Kylie went missing. The weekend before she allegedly went missing. Like maybe she went missing the weekend before. All that noise with the Bohemian Grove, and oh, it just makes me so sick. So very sick. Um have you seen the documentary Quiet on Set? I haven't. Is it one that I should watch? I will write that down. I'll check it out as I wrap up and then see you guys over at Shan's Quiet on Set. So instead of finishing this video with that disgusting, depressing stuff, let's finish with some really good yoga stuff. I haven't shown you guys the eagle arms in a while, but remember that was one of the first ones I showed you. This is eagle arms. Can you see how I've got my left elbow over my right and then hands together and then just pushing the elbows up ever so slightly. And it does such a great job of making space between your shoulder blades. So I told you guys about eagle legs too. And real quick before we finish it off, you can lay on your back and you can do your eagle arms while you're laying on your back. And then you can do the same thing with your legs. So with your knees, do like the eagle legs, and then just twist. Just lay your knees on one side of your body and hang out like that for a minute, and then twist your knees over to the other side of your body. And then, make sure you do both sides evenly. So, do your arms and legs on one side and twist, and then do them the other way and twist. And it's so relaxing. On that, I'm going to wrap her up. Shan is going live. Yay! Um. Oh, Nickelodeon. Oh, that's what it's about. Okay. That's what the Quiet on Set is about, Nickelodeon. I've heard about it. I don't know about it. I will watch it. All right, you guys. Child stuff gets me. I can't cover it because it breaks my heart to a whole new level. I know. I mean, like I get tears in my eyes just right away with the Maddy thing. And I just think about my 13th birthday. I remember my 13th birthday very well. And for her, that was the end of her freaking life, man. It's crazy. And my youngest child is 12, so she'll be 13 on her next birthday. To think at that age to be living that life that poor Maddy had to live. Anyway, if you're interested, check out the 1111 true crime video that she just did yesterday on Maddy Soto. I thought it was really good. I teach kids daily. I can't stomach it. My students are like my own children. I know. They are your own children. And Rando says the same thing. Can we ward off evil with it? Thank you for that. Imagine I'll look like I'm having a seizure. Do that, Rando. Try the eagle arms. I mean, you can do it. You can just do the arms, not worry about the legs. But I've just been really into the twists lately. They feel so good. They're amazing. They're really good for your digestion, really good for your spine. Um, I just popped my arms and it felt good. Very cool. All right, you guys. Peace out. Sending you light, sending you love. See you in Shan's live. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to take good care of yourself. Drink your fluids, eat your protein and your veggies, and get your rest. And just be kind to yourself. Kind to all. Thanks again and see you soon. It's going to be rough for the next few days, but I'll do my best to get on live with my peeps. Thanks again. And see you at Shan's.